Hello and welcome to this brief overview of our first aid training course for primary schools. Mandy here from ISTech. We've developed this course in conjunction with NUCO qualified first aid trainers who specialise in teaching primary age children first aid. On our course we have 13 separate modules. The first two are intro modules called Staying Safe and Getting Help and Communicating with 999. And so that sets the scene, and we do recommend you do those first. And of course they cover things such as not getting hurt yourself when you're trying to help someone, getting an adult wherever possible, and also the mechanics of how to call 999, what to say, what information you need to provide. Before we start the course, or as we start the course, everyone receives a record card and a fold-up first aid guide which covers everything that's on the course. I also like to have a little first aid exercise book that we write key points in, but also that we'll then paste in the various additional content. So that's just the record card and the little fold-up guide. For each session then, we have a little pack. So to run a session, I just grab the relevant pack. This is the one for asthma. It's got various sections to it, all ready made. You don't need to do anything. It's all there for you. For each of our sections, there's an overview page, a one-pager, which tells you the first aid required for each section. So even if you're not a qualified first aider, if everything is here and in a sensible format for you to assimilate. For each session, there's also a lesson plan. It gives timings, but also the resources you need to gather. So for this particular one, we need some straws, an inhaler, and the PowerPoint, but also there's some additional resources at the bottom that you may choose to use. And so for each section, we've got a quiz, which is a multiple choice, 5-6 questions, a word search, and a colouring, so depending on the age of the people that you're training. It's also a set of teaching notes. This is just the PowerPoint in printed version. If you want to print it and have a look through, it's each of the little slides with a bit of commentary on each. Don't need to do that because they are quite self-explanatory. All the teaching then is on the PowerPoint itself. Let me just run you through the asthma one so you can get a feel for the content and how it looks. So essentially, we have an intro slide which in primary school language explains what asthma is. So it's all to do with the airways blocking up with mucus, making it very hard to breathe, and making the point you can't catch asthma. We try and help people to know what that might feel like, and so for asthma we have a little jumping exercise where everyone who does not have asthma grabs a straw, does a little bit of exercise, and then tries breathing in and out through the straw post-exercise to give them a feel for what it's like when you just cannot get enough air in and out. So it's nice, quite a nice exercise, and it gets everyone involved, of course. On this section we talk a little bit about triggers, so what people with asthma, what causes them to have an attack, and of course it's useful to include children in class who do have asthma and they might be able to talk about their triggers and their experiences. For every session we have a what you will see, so people can learn to identify whatever the topic is we're talking about. Here on asthma, all about having difficulty breathing, coughing, wheezing, red face, and of course being a little bit upset by the process. And then again, for every session we do, there's the process of how, as a young child, you can make a real difference and help. So with the asthma, it's getting them calm, sitting them down, and importantly talking about the inhaler. Really important opportunity to emphasise the importance of an inhaler, not to touch it, not to play with it, and how important it is for children in school with an inhaler. Then we have an explanation of the inhaler and how it helps and how to use it. And then for every session we have a video. These are not videos we've created, they're the best ones we think on the web, and they always include children performing first aid, and so it's really practical and appropriate. Every session ends with a remember slide, which I get people to write in their exercise book. It's the key point about asthma, and then for each section there's an activity. There are 12 modules within the course, starting simple and going all the way through to unresponsive, so unconscious but breathing, unconscious but not breathing. You get all the modules and all the course materials, so you should pretty much be able to hit the ground running with this. We have different pricing options depending on whether you want the electronic version or a printed version, and we can of course provide trainers on site if necessary. So if you are interested, please visit our website, istechuk.com, click on Training First Aid, or call us or email us with any queries. Thanks for your time.